Okay, it's time to get our sweat on, body gym. Join me with some high knees here, warming up. Legs with dumbbells. Legs with dumbbells. I've just chosen two sort of heavier dumbbells, kind of moderately heavy dumbbells. If you have options, that's great. Keep a variety close by. Bring the knees up even a little bit wider and a little bit higher. And then switch to a kickback. So we're trying to point the knees to the ground as you're kicking your heels towards your butt, and we're gonna add some arms, just pulling back. You're gonna start focusing on your breath. This is gonna be an incredibly invigorating workout today. When we focus on the legs, it's always a little bit of extra work because those are big muscles. We get lots of benefits in the core, metabolism, of course, soaring, lots of calories burned. We're training the big horses today. One more big pull. So keep that in mind if you start to feel a little fatigued as we go. Cross the legs or stepping across sideways. You're pulling the heel in. So after a nice big step, when you bring the heels together, should be having a nice little stretch in the upper part of the hips coming across. Okay, and then adding the arms, starting to reach that foot back a little bit. So we're really lengthen through the side of the body. We're bringing some blood flow. Good. Try to get the big toe from your back leg and your arm to reach as far apart as possible. And then straight back. So same arm, same leg. Good. Lift the chest. We're going to lengthen through the lats. Reaching the toe way back. One more on each side. And then hold your feet down. We're going to just squat down and up. So nice and easy. You start to think about your best squat technique here. So the abs pull in tight, always protecting that low back. And body weight in the heels. And so that belly button pulling in as we're coming down into the squat. More. Then holding here, take one arm straight up. We're going to do our side bend over. Take the arm with you and then come all the way up. And over, reach, and up. This should feel really good. Up, over, one more. Okay, from standing tall, just rotating that upper body. Get that little bit of a stretch between the shoulder blades. Okay, also make sure you have a mat or just something soft that you can lie on for one of our exercises today. All right, let's do the lunges, one set of lunges body weight style. Okay, and maybe just keep this in mind too, that your whole workout could be with body weight. Totally awesome option. Coming down. Here's the alignment. You're just on the big toe of your back leg. Body weight centered over the front heel. Relax your shoulders down. Hands on the hips is a good place. So we're going to not cheat by leaning into the front thigh. Unless you're cheating on purpose for some reason, like you're working on your balance or whatever. Okay, otherwise we're using the core muscles to keep that spine upright, using the ab muscles. One more here, we're going to switch legs. Other foot forward, toe in the back. Good, so we're centering the body weight over that front foot. Reaching your tailbone behind you as we come down. So from the side, you can see that reaching my tailbone behind keeps that knee over the ankle. So we're not tucking and lunging like that way. Straight down, straight back. This is gonna really put the focus in the hamstrings and the butt. That's where we want to target. We're not trying to blow out the kneecap. We want to be friendly to the knee and really give the butt a good working so it can be stronger, more tone, and bring stability to the spine. One more. Okay, then feet wide. Wide squat, super wide, extra wide plie style. With the toes just about 45 degrees. Bring your arms straight up, shoulders roll down and back. Come down as low as you can but not any lower than tailbone parallel with the knees. Down and up. We're gonna emphasize the up. Down slow, emphasize the up. Kick into the heels. You're trying to generate power from the whole lower body. And then bracing with a strong core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do it again with the weights. All right, picking them up. Take one foot behind lunge. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale down, exhale up for 10. 9. 7, good. Head position is key. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, one more. Switching sides. Good, heart rate should be up. Starting to really focus on that breath. 4. 6. Big exhale to the top. 2 more. 9. 10. Take the weights right up on your shoulders. Feet go back out wide. Tummy tight, down, up for 10. 9. We're going to take our break after this. 7. 6. Kick into the heels. 4. 3. 2. One more good one. Woo! Bring the weights down. 30 seconds to catch your breath. Keep those weights close by. Okay, so moving on. Curtsy squats. No weights to start. 10 seconds and we're gonna go. Take one foot, standing on, take the other leg behind. We're gonna keep the feet planted right here. Let's go. Arms are straight up for this one with no weights. Down and then up. Okay, as you go, try to load the front heel more and the hip attached to the back foot. Roll it forward, which is really just gonna keep your hips square with your shoulders. So if you're a little bit tight, and I can feel that my hips are wanting to roll back sideways, we're trying to keep both hips shining straight ahead, pointing straight ahead. One more. Keep the arms up, we're gonna switch legs. Good, so square the hips, down we go. Good, this curtsy squat should be giving you a bit of a stretch in the outer glute as you're coming down. And then emphasize kicking into the front heel more. Try to use less of the back leg. This makes it harder, makes it better, okay? Last 2, last one. Excellent, deadlift. So we're gonna come down, shoulders back. This is the most important thing. Knees are unlocked, but they're not gonna bend very much. If you're very tight in your hamstrings, you're gonna bend them a lot more, okay? Because it's really important that we don't round the back anywhere. Keeping it completely flat as a board, hinging at the hip, like you've been karate chopped at the hip, and you're just coming down as low as you can. This is honestly, for right now, this is as low as I can get without rounding my back. It's right here. So now I know that I'm just coming until my hands are about mid-shin and all the way back up. But to come up, I'm kicking my heels down into the ground and just keeping my spine straight. So with no weight in my arms or anything like that, I could just be using my back to come up and it would be totally fine. But because we're practicing before we add the weights, really focus on kicking down into the ground and then bracing like a strong plank, abdominal area. Last one here to come up. Okay, you got it? Let's do the curtsy squats. Take your weights up on your shoulders. And let's go. One leg behind the other. Keep the feet glued there. Stay on the tippy toe on your back foot. Load the front heel. We're going down and up for 10. 9. 8. 5. 4. 3, come on, really strong into that front heel. 2, last one. Okay, other side. Set up your feet, take a breath. Breathe, relax. Let's do it. Down, up for 10. 9, remember, we're trying not to let the hips twist back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more good one. Woo! Bring the weights down. Catch your breath, have your feet at hip width apart. Good, so ankles just under the heels or maybe a tiny bit wider. Turn your toes forward or slightly out to the side. Remember, this is flat back. Hinging at the hip, knees are unlocked but not bending. Come down to your range and come back up by kicking down into the ground. Belly button pulls in strong to that low back. You got this. 8. Make sure you're fully extending the hips at the top by pushing them all the way forward. Hip bones over the ankles at the top. And giving your glutes a little squeeze just to make sure you're all the way up. 5. 4. We're going to take a break soon. Hang in there. 3. Keep that good form. 1 more. And up. Okay, we're going to set the weights down just for a second. Good, 30 seconds to breathe. I got to lose this extra. I'm wearing an extra layer here. I'm wearing an extra layer. This is from boot camp this morning. It was very windy at the park, and now I am regretting all these extra layers. I'm so toasty warm. Okay, grab your dumbbells. We're going to get ready to go through everything one more time, but we will take a little break in between. So I want you to work hard. I want you to work heavy. So knowing that we're going to have a little extra rest break should allow you the chance to do that. Okay, so 30 seconds, not even going to count the reps. So go as slow as you need to go. We're going to do as many reps as you can in 30 seconds now that I've got myself back together here. Thank you. Okay, got you a little time there. Weights on the shoulders, lunges. Okay, ready or not, here we go. For 30 seconds, down and up. So without having to count reps, you can really focus on your form. Weight in that front heel. Can you keep it heavy the whole time? See how it wants to shift at a certain point to your back foot. Try not to let that happen. 3, 2, 1. Little break here, drop the weights. Shake out the legs. Don't forget which leg is going forward next. Okay, pick them up. Here we go. Back on the shoulders. Set your feet tippy toe on the back foot. Let's do it. Only 30 seconds. Good. Leaning heavy into that front heel. Good, good, good. Stay on it. Stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dumbbells down. Good. Just a short 10-second break here. Shake out the legs. Getting ready for our wide squats. Pick up the weights. Back to the shoulders. Take your feet wide. Okay, if you're doing this without weights, keep your heart rate up on purpose in between the exercises. Here we go. So you could just do marching on the spot, or you could do some jumping jacks. Good, abs are tight again here, belly button driving straight into that low back. Lead in the heels. Make sure you're coming all the way up to straight legs and full hip extension at the top on these ones as well. 3, 2, 1, dumbbells down. Whew, giving those legs a little bit of a break. Curtsy squats are coming up next. 10 seconds. So if you're using heavy weights, you'll want the seconds in between just to help bring your heart rate down so you can breathe and get ready to be strong on your next set. But if you're not using heavy weights, keep the heart rate up on purpose. Okay, here we go. Curtsy squats. Dumbbells are up. This is the one where you've got one leg in the back. All right, let's do it. 30 seconds. I hope you're breathing loud enough for everyone to hear. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Again, 10-second break. Take the load off, shake it out, or keep those legs moving. Woo! Goes fast. Getting ready to have the other leg in the back. Pick up the weights. Good. Find your position. 30 seconds is on. Here we go. Good. If you're finding this pace is too much for you, take a little extra time. Make this work for you. Looks good. Good. Fight for it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. I had a funny grip on that one dumbbell there. Okay, we've got these deadlifts coming up. Relax your breathing. You want those long, deep, energizing inhales through the nose so that we can replenish the oxygen debt to calm the heart rate down. And be ready to go. Here it is. Good. So even as you're loading, careful with your form. Feet and hip width apart or slightly wider. Keep your hands close to your legs, touching the legs, hinging forward from the hip. And then up, strong. No part of the spine rounding at all. So allow yourself to bend your knees as much as you need to get that hip flexion without rounding anywhere. And if you're very flexible in your hamstrings, you will not need to bend very much. And the other thing you're focusing on, if you can see from the side, my hips are going way behind my ankles so I can keep weighting my heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Okay, dumbbells down. We're gonna take 30 seconds to transition here. I'm grabbing this mat. So if you've got something soft you can lie on for the bridges, that's where we're going. So possibly using both of these dumbbells on your hips for the bridges. And keep in mind that this exercise can work great with no weights as well. So see what works best for you. And if you are taking the dumbbells, you're going to put them in your lap and then lie back. Okay, with the feet, heels just underneath your knees or a little further forward. We're going to lift the hips. Keep your hands on the dumbbell so they don't slide. And then lower the hips just an inch and back up. Make sure if there's any tenderness in your lower back, make sure that you're tucking your tailbone under a lot and pushing out through your kneecaps. Because we want to be elongating the lumbar spine and not pinching it on the way down. Good. Keeping the knees at hip width apart. So you're activating, engaging those inner thigh muscles, hip adductors, rather, so that the knees are not opening. And the tighter you are through your quads, the more of a squeeze you're going to need there. Good. That's holding at the top. Holding at the top, little pulses, hip bones to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This should be burning fire. 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Okay, remove the dumbbells. Remove the dumbbells. We're going to take one of them overhead and leave it on the floor, just as an anchor point for your hands. Okay, and if you're not using any weights, you can just press your hands into the floor. So taking a moment to activate those abdominals, we're going to do some curl ups. So you bend your knees, feet off the ground. Bring your knees as close as you can to your triceps. And then back down. Roll up. On the way down, try to place each vertebrae one at a time on the floor. And so we're working on that segmental strength and flexibility through the spine. Be careful of your neck. If you're tight through the neck and shoulders here, you might want to come up maybe partway Make sure you're not feeling any pressure in the neck. Good, no strain. If there's any strain, you only want it in the abs. Okay, last 5, 4, and I'm trying to make this harder by not gripping the dumbbell very tight. The more I pull with the arms, the less I'm doing with the abs. So last one here. Woo! Okay, let's take the next 15 seconds to load up, or just find that alignment. So heels under the knees. Good, I'm finding it the best with the dumbbells is just to stack the weights right on top of each other so that they stay low on the hips. And we're lifting the hips high and then down. So full range of motion, you're just coming down about an inch and then up, 2, 3. Make sure you're getting a good squeeze at the top and emphasizing pushing the heels into the ground. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Are you able to get all the way to the top? Go as high as you can every time. Now hold this one at the top. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeezing your butt as well. Kicking the heels equally into the ground. 3, 2, 1. All the way back down. And second set, I'm not going to use an anchor point, but you can have that dumbbell over your head. That does make it easier. Here we go, those roll-ups. For 10. Down as slow as you can. Right? 8. So notice how my heels are staying very close to my thighs. My heels are staying close to the hamstrings. It's a big cheat to throw your legs up in the air and use momentum. If you need a little momentum to get started, that's a different story, okay? So use it if you need to, but try to use as much control as possible. On the way back down, you're resisting gravity, making those ab muscles get stronger, more toned, and just overall more stable with every rep. One more good one. Oh, and then rolling up to the top. How you doing? We've had some non-stop action here. Are you ready to stretch? I certainly am. All right, so we worked those glutes really hard today. I want to do an extra stretch for them. I want you to cross your legs. So if you're sitting cross-legged, one leg in front of the other, sitting up as tall as you can, we're going to hinge forward. Good, but still keeping a flat back. So whatever leg is in front is the one that you're going to feel the stretch in the most. And I'm just turning sideways so you can kind of see how I'm really focusing on keeping my back flat. Because if I hunch under, now the stretch is only in my back. And those muscles do not need to get stretched. I shouldn't say that. That's a very general, assuming thing. But in general, it's the glutes that are needing to stretch. Okay, we're going to switch sides, which just means bringing the other leg in front. Not to mention, we didn't specifically work those muscles today, which is why we're emphasizing the stretch in the glutes. So if you have a hard time getting this stretch, you could try taking your shoes off. That will give you a little more ankle flexibility. Or you can do the stretch on your back the way we often do with the ankle over the knee. Good, holding a nice big stretch here. Excellent, and then the quad stretch is next. So we're gonna do this from lying on our front. Reaching your right arm back for your right foot. Push both hips into the floor, and then kick your foot into your hand nice and hard. Nice big kick, 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 kick. And switch, try to keep breathing while you're doing that. So the pulling is really key. If you're like me, in this position, I'm quite flexible in my quad, so I really have to focus on kicking my foot away from me to feel any kind of a stretch. But if you're tight in your quads, I want you to focus on pulling. Focus on pulling and just gently kicking. Of course, your knees have the final say, so if you have a tender knee that doesn't like to be pulled all that much, be gentle, maybe use a strap even to give you a little bit of length through the arm. And release, excellent. Okay, one last stretch together. Coming up on our hands and knees, or our hands and toes, we're gonna press the calves into the ground, alternating right and left at first. Okay, hold on one side while you bring the other leg up as high as you can. So if you're truly pushing that calf, that heel, down towards the ground on your standing foot, it's gonna limit huge how high you can lift this leg, right? You're noticing that gives it such a big stretch on the standing leg, you can barely lift the floating leg, and then we'll switch. But it feels so good. Okay, push down. Start to lift the other leg as high as you can. This is as high as I can go without lifting the heel of my other foot. Or without twisting my hip, right? So I'm keeping the hips square. One more deep breath. And then bringing that leg in. Wow. Quick and dirty, we're done. Legs with dumbbells. Okay, I hope you feel as energized as I do. Let's drink some water and have a great day. See you soon.